welcome to the archives. So, we are looking at Game Changers. Game Changers. Stories of Hijabi athletes from around the world is written by Charlene Smith, and the foreword is by Shireen Ahmed, and it's illustrated by Natalia Tariq. We're going to get into Fatima Al Ali. Fatima. Fatima? How do you say it? Fatima or Fatima? I'm not sure how they pronounce her name. Fatima. I'm gonna say Fatima. She's UAE, United Arab Emirates. She was born in Abu Dhabi, and her sport is ice hockey. I really want the UAE to do right by Sudan this year. Can the UAE do right by Sudan this year? I know you guys love the gold, but like, could we just do right? Because it's just getting hard to just even talk about Dubai or anything, because you're just like, oh man, they're killing Africans also. Fatima. So in this book, we're getting into Fatima Al Ali. She's a hockey player, ice hockey, and so her story is really interesting. She grew up not really knowing much about hockey at all, right? When she was growing up in the UAE, there was no hockey games to watch on TV. There was no hockey leagues for her to join. What happened is she won a prize at a fried chicken place. So she got a kids meal. She won the Mighty Ducks. She won the movies. So she won it. She went home. She watched it, and she was like, "Wow!" Do you remember the Mighty Ducks where they travel in the V? I liked that movie as a kid too. And so basically, her and her cousins and her brothers, they were hooked. And so that was her first introduction to hockey, was watching the Mighty Ducks. And the only reason she could watch the Mighty Ducks is because she won a contest. And so she wanted to play hockey, but again, there was no hockey leagues for girls in the UAE. There's no hockey in her country at all. But there was a skating rink, right? There were skating rinks, so she decided to teach herself to skate. Um, Her mom went with her to get a pair of skates. She couldn't even stand up in skates at first. So she started to learn. She taught herself how to skate. Her mom would take her to the skating rink. And by the time she was a teenager, she was skating and watching hockey movies. Okay? So one day when she was finally 18, when she was 18, she saw a brochure for a hockey tournament. And she was like, a hockey tournament? When did we get hockey in the UAE? And so basically, the UAE by that time had a national hockey team. And so she went to the tournament, but she went in the capacity of a photographer. She took photographs. They loved her photographs. She became an official team photographer. So that was kind of her entryway, right? So she did the job for 2 years. She was the national team's official photographer for 2 years. And by then, they had established a women's hockey team. So she joined the team, and she held a stick in her hands for the first time when she was 21. So from getting a kid's meal when she was young, I don't know how old she was when she got that. But finally, at age 21, she was able to hold a hockey stick in her hands. And so, yeah, she basically started playing hockey. She wanted to play on the men's team, but like, girl, you're already pushing it, right? They wouldn't accept her no matter how hard she worked. Until one day, she was refereeing the Emiratis Hockey League. So they have a hockey league. It's a top men's league in the UAE. She was refereeing, which is amazing, right? Like she went from being obsessed with the Mighty Ducks to playing hockey to being a ref at a professional league. There's a huge fight. The men got into a huge fight. She got in the middle to try to stop it. She got knocked around a little bit, right? They punched her in the face, not knowing it was her. She left the ice rink to calm down, compose herself, and she returned to finish her job. So after they saw her, go through that, like basically get like punched by these men who were fighting, people were like, wow, like you got dedication. She's got the grit. She's got determination. And so she started playing for both the men and women's hockey teams. And she even started coaching younger players as she worked as a referee. So you could see the progression. She went from being a fan of the Mighty Ducks, teaching herself how to skate, getting into the being a photographer for the team, then being able to play herself. Then once she was playing herself, she decided, let me also do referee. She was a ref, then she was able to play men and women's, which is what she wanted, and she also became a coach. And so she started playing professional hockey in 2023, so just 3 years ago. And she was invited to join a team in Kazakhstan. Kazakhstan. Astana. Is that Kazakhstan's capital city? Astana, I think it is. Kazakhstan is in near the Middle East and Russia, in between that little area there. So yeah, basically that is Fatima's story. And so one day, former NHL player Peter Bondra was in the UAE. He was coaching a camp. He happened to see her balancing a puck on her stick and flipping it back and forth. And he took a video. The video went viral, so she became popularly known for that. He surprised Fatima to a trip to Washington D.C. She met her favorite NHL team, the Washington Capitals. Could you imagine? Like, opportunities just open up for people. Imagine somebody just sees you doing what you love, and they're like, you know what? I'm gonna fly you out to the United States. I want you to meet my team. She got to go to a practice. She got to see them play. She's living her best life. She's living her dreams. Her dreams came true, right? Not only is she playing hockey, she's reffing hockey, she's coached it, and she got to travel to the United States to take selfies with some of her hockey fans, some of the hockey stars that she grew up loving. So, really cute story. Ice hockey. So again, you could be, and she wears a hijab. She's a hijabi woman that plays ice hockey right now for, I'm not sure if she still plays for Kazakhstan, but as this book was written, that's what it was. So that's Fatima or Fatima, and there's a picture. Okay? So again, if you're a little girl anywhere, especially if you're a Muslim girl, if you wear the hijab, you could play ice hockey. You could play ice hockey. So hopefully, more of us dream big, big, big dreams. Hopefully, we take the steps like Fatima did to make those dreams come true. She didn't just say, I want to be a hockey player. Ooh, I love the Mighty Ducks, and just sit around waiting for God to bring it to her. She took slow steps. She taught herself to skate. She went to the skating rink. Then she found out there was a tournament. She went to the tournament. Let me take photography for you. Okay, so she was a team photographer. So she's around. She's in the room now, right? So different things. You see, her story shows the different progress that people make, right? It takes work. It takes dedication. It does take some sort of discipline. And so that's, I think, playing sports really taught me some discipline, right? And I think a lot of athletes will say that. Could be a little bit more disciplined this year, but when you're an athlete, you're practicing twice a day, right? You're in the gym training, you're doing muscle training, but then you're also running, and it's just you got to be up at practice at this hour. It teaches you discipline. So big up the athletes, big up the female athletes, the women athletes, including the trans girls who are trying to play sports, and their dreams are being taken away from them. Okay, so this was Fatima Al Ali, ice hockey. Until next time, in solidarity.